What's going on? Guess what we're on today?
God, I love that intro. Guess what we're on today?
The Husky Huddle.
Oh, why? I know that I'm Steve Cully. I'm the best podcast host in the universe, and this is Husky Huddle. And I am so hoping that we get to see our man, Chris D.
Chris D again, huh?
Chris D is who I want to see. Yes.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if he gets there today.
It's not a Husky Huddle without him.
No doubt.
Or without me getting to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah. Well, so what do we got going on in the Husky world today?
Well, no, it was interesting.
Okay.
We had talked Wednesday with Joe D.
Yeah.
About the transfer portal and the kid from Notre Dame that we just signed.
Yes, the big guy. And so now you know who else they also picked up? So they picked up a safety from Penn State.
Oh my God. I mean, they're really Mike is doing a nice job being very, very active.
So they picked up, I'll read it to you and I'll pull it up and maybe we could do a little bit more of this stuff because it does help a little bit. But I'll read you the article. And then
here he is.
Good. You can bring him on. So
there's the man.
What's up?
Hey,
what's up?
There he is. Coach Schumann. This is Razul Wallace. He was a star linebacker when we played together. We came in together, and he is responsible for about 10 of my concussions.
Well, that's good.
What's up, man? How you doing?
So you know. Have you met Dave before?
We haven't met in person. I think in passing and on social media and stuff like that.
Yep, absolutely. Good to meet you.
Yeah. I'm actually at drill right now, and we had a minute, so I figured I'd just.
You okay? You were drill. Awesome.
Yep.
I like it. What is drill?
So I'm in the Air National Guard, and once a month we have, we come in to train and just stay deployment ready, I guess.
Dave, what's the Air National Guard?
What's the Air National Guard?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's the reserve component of the Air Force.
There you go.
So
Air National Guard.
Like you can fly a plane?
No.
Because I wouldn't want to get in a plane with you.
He has a role. He has the role.
Yeah.
No, Dave. He's part of the Husky investment group. We're gonna talk with them. They have a real estate conglomerate. Okay. It's Alfred Fincher, Maurice Lloyd, Chris Bellamy, and Sam Dorville was part of it, and Razul. They all kind of got together.
We also got Quinaire Gaskins.
Quinaire. Oh, Torian's part of it too?
Raymond Blackman.
Oh, all right. So I forgot.
Alan Barnes.
Alan Barnes. Holy shit.
Did I say Justin Perkins already?
Perk's part of it too?
Yep.
God, I forgot. Jesus, I didn't mention half the goddamn names. And Dave, I was pissed I didn't get the invite. Nobody invited me to join the investment group.
We didn't invite a lot of people. Invite a lot of people.
No, I know.
And kind of,
No, I you know what, Razul? It's tough when you have that many people to manage because everyone's got a different vision for where they want to go with it. And, that's what Laban was saying. But, actually, I mean, Laban did give you some pretty good information, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely look forward to reconnecting with Laban.
Yeah, Laban's excellent. Laban's excellent. So we're talking about UConn being very, very active in the transfer portal.
I did
And
see that. I did.
yeah. They just signed a guy from Notre Dame, and they signed a safety from Penn State who we're talking about right now, because I had no idea about it. Did you get to go to any of the games? Because I know like Uwe and Terry and Bellamy had that box.
Yep.
Did you ever get up?
I went to a couple.
You did. So what do you mean you don't know UConn football? You know UConn football if you were up there.
Well, the thing is, we're so engaged, like talking.
I know you're talking to each other. You're not paying attention to the games,
like
and
barely paying attention to the game the whole
the
time.
kids are running around. I know. Uwe's kid Jeremiah is a maniac. He just ran everywhere.
Oh yeah, he's full of energy, a bundle of joy.
Well, Razul, what do you think about? So, without knowing anything, what do you think about where UConn's at from a football standpoint?
Oh well, they seem to have had a good year this year. Coach Morris seems to be putting things in the right direction. It looks like they have a strong class with this with the portal. Last I saw, they were like ranked in the top 20 as far as
they were.
So that's
they were
exciting.
18. Yes, very exciting. And that's when I got in trouble for yelling at Jared Thompson, or Jared Thomas, when I said that.
But you can't use the sink without flushing the toilet.
Jared, is that one of the players now?
No, Jared. He's Mike Burton's right hand man. He works for Bleeding Blue.
Gotcha.
And I kind of said some things about him on the show, and it got posted on the Boneyard, and he was furious with me. So I felt bad, and I apologized, and he didn't really accept my apology.
I thought it was hilarious, and then I got to read a bunch of things about Steve on the Boneyard that were also hilarious.
Oh, yeah,
you'll find this interesting. So the best part about it, when we went on the Boneyard,
thanks.
I'm sorry, but no, don't worry, Steve, we love you. The best part about it, though, was I'll read these things, and then he's like, "Type your name in," right? So I type my name in. And
Shoo! Great to see Shoo.
So there's a guy that lived on my floor that obviously was very active. I don't know who it is, but he's very, very active on these forums, right? And he's saying all these positive things about me, like Dave lived on my floor. He's been a good guy. And Steve's like, "Oh my God, I get ripped on here, and here you are, they're praising you." I'm like, "Well, you gotta be nice to the right people. You gotta be nice to everybody when you're in school. You know what I mean? Could just be the football players."
Right. 100%.
And I was nice to everyone. Everyone loved me. So I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know. Somebody must have been upset about you. Maybe,
listen. I got.
Did you push him in the snow or something one time when you were going to class?
I get bashed on the Boneyard and Twitter. I'm
gonna look for the Boneyard just to see if I can find what.
Do not do that, Razul. Do not go on.
You'll get a good chuckle at Steve's expense, unfortunately.
It is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. But what does it say, Dave, about the transfer?
Oh, so I pulled this up. So we picked up the Notre Dame guy, which we talked about last time, right?
The tackle. Yeah.
Now they picked up a Penn State safety transfers in. So I'll just read it, and then you could give me your thoughts.
Yeah.
It's short. UConn football added second high-profile transfer in 2 days with commitment of former Penn State safety Tyrese Mills. Coming out of high school, he was a 3-star prospect. Began his college career playing JUCO for Lackawanna, which is a great JUCO program.
Yeah, they're the top.
Yeah,
we had a bunch of Lackawanna guys when we were there.
Yeah, Cedric Baylor.
Yep. And I don't know if Dupree was. No, you were after Dupree, but he was there when I was there. And we had I think we had Clint Hamilton too. Was from.
We had Ezra Carey. Ezra Carey was from.
Okay.
Ramby.
Randy Ludwig.
Oh yeah, I remember that name. Yep.
Joe Mitchell.
Yeah, that's a pipeline.
Yes.
Wise. So in his first season at Happy Valley, Mills redshirted, granting him an extra year of eligibility. He's now joined the Huskies. The Huskies. In 2023, played in 2 games before seeing a jump and playing 2024. He appeared in 13 games, recording 15 tackles and 1 interception.
Oh, all right.
And the memorable pick late in the game, the security Nittany Lions win over Boise State.
Oh, wow.
While Mills may have 1 year of eligibility remaining, his addition to UConn secondary will bolster defensive outlook, much like Ty Chan from Notre Dame. So those are 2 big. So that's even though he was a reserve for Penn State, he did
that's much better than what they've been taking.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'd like to get Razul's input on this, because Dave and Joe D'Ambrosio and I have been debating with the transfer portal. Razul, do you think it's better to take FBS guy, a big-time FBS guy that may not have played as much, may have transferred already a couple times, or would it be better to take like an FCS guy, like someone from New Hampshire, someone from Delaware who was just a dominant stud, and take them as opposed to somebody who's in a Power 5 conference that just hasn't seen the field or competed as much?
That's a good question. I really think
it
can
is.
Vary. I think it can vary. I think you got to take it on an individual basis, because the person that is the standout at the FCS probably has a certain level of work ethic or competitiveness and within them that to push them. But also the person from the FBS, while they might not have, there's a lot more unknowns regarding that aspect of it. But that he's played at a high level and he has the physical traits to kind of. So it's a toss up. I think it's really hard based on.
That's exactly what Joe said. Joe said it's a toss up.
But and I know it's getting a little loud. I just wanted to hop in and say hi because I got to get back to work.
Yeah, we'll let you go.
But I just wanted to say what's up to you guys and
But that's a good take. That's a good take. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
we appreciate you. And I'm excited. Please don't go on the Boneyard. Thanks, Dave, for sending him to the Boneyard. He comes on for 5 minutes, and you got to send him to the Boneyard and tell him to read the reviews. That's great. Razul, your podcasts were awesome.
Nice meeting you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I want to join the Air Force Reserve.
You should.
I think you're too old now. I think 30 is cut off.
Thanks, Razul. You can go now. I appreciate it.
See you later, Razul. Bye.
Later, guys.
That was great.
He's amazing.
Great Razul Wallace.
Yeah, man. He was a hitter. He was a true Mike linebacker. He played as a freshman. I think he played Will as a freshman, then he got moved to Mike, and he was just a beast. And then unfortunately Fincher came in and kind of took his spot.
Right.
And but he was more in rotational and situational. But he was outstanding playing the run. Like he could read and step up and take on an ISO, take on power, and he would just blow it up. He just struggled, and he struggled in pass coverage and kind of some of the different schematical things we were doing defensively. The basic stuff he was great. He was just great at. But the more intricate stuff he kind of struggled. So we used him rotationally his senior year. but he started from freshman year on. Like he was one of the top players brought in of my class. It was him, Uwe, and Greg Smoot were the guys defensively who stood out and made plays. So, I mean, to play as a freshman is definitely a challenge. I played a little bit as a freshman. I didn't start like he did. I mean, him, Uwe, and Smoot started as freshmen, so that was impressive. And now, he was on Laban Marsh's podcast. I had him on yesterday because the Husky investment group. I didn't realize it was all those guys. He mentioned Torian Sewell was also a linebacker. Raymond Blagman was a defensive lineman, and Justin Perkins was a star DB. So I didn't know like all 9 members were former players.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they've done well buying and flipping houses, and it's been very lucrative for him. And I'm glad that he had been a personal trainer, and he was married to Kathy Davis, who was a track star. And they had three kids, and talk about breeding genes. Those two, incredible genes, and all 3 of his sons are top wrestlers. His one son won the state championship last year at the double L level.
Oh, he's in high school. His sons are in high school.
His one son was his one son graduated, and he's going to be an EMT. His 16-year-old is an incredible wrestler, will have a chance to win a state title, and then he said his 11-year-old may be the best out of all of them. So they definitely. Yeah, they definitely, and wrestling is tough as hell. Like I always loved recruiting players who were also wrestlers.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because you know they were tough. You know they were conditioned, because there's nothing harder. And then unfortunately he and Kathy got divorced. But they still have a great relationship, and they do a good job co-parenting. But as I said, there's Chris D. All right. Marriage is a failed institution anyway. So I was on board.
It's an important institution though. If you can get it
it's a failed one. It's the same thing with Maria. Like Maria divorced, and then she remarried.
But it depends on what your when the priorities and how you get into it are a big deal. So like, that's
we want Cully unleashed. What do
you write here? No more letting yourself get whipped, Cully.
Yeah, I am getting whipped, Chris. You're right. No, what happened was Razul was dating Kathy, and they had a unplanned pregnancy shortly afterwards. So that's why they ended up getting married, and they ended up having 3 kids, and it just didn't work out. They divorced, and she went the other way and got married. She,
control yourself here.
Leave
it at that. Just leave it at that, Cully.
Well, I will say this: she's the first female firefighter in Norwich.
That's amazing.
They did a big story about her.
Well,
so
is Norwich a full paid fire?
Yeah. That's what she does. Yeah, she was a social worker, and she dropped out to be. She dropped out to go to the fire academy, and she made it through. And she's the first female firefighter in Norwich. There was a bunch of stories about her.
We did see that. We did see both transfers. We talked about it in last episode and this one.
Yeah, Chris.
We talked about the Penn State one, and I think that's really, really interesting. So
the Penn State kid looks legit. I mean, he actually saw the field.
So he must be
played in the Fiesta Bowl. Yeah, the Notre Dame kid didn't.
Did they upgrade the do you think they paid a lot or no?
Yes.
You do.
They had to.
So we have 18 transfers. So you remember what Joe D said about how a couple of years ago, after they had the struggling year, that Jim Morrissey is not recruiting high school players anymore?
Yeah.
Even though he still takes a few, but 12. Oh, they have 12, right? High school players. So they have 18 transfers.
That's crazy to me.
It's 18 now. So that's and we have the update. We already went through all this, so we don't have to go through it again.
Mike Burton is spending it all, baby.
I'd like you to rate, in your opinion,
the class.
Maybe we could pull up. Some of these are not going to be hard to find film on because they did. But maybe we could pull up their high school film and
on Huddle. Yeah, you probably can.
Yeah, and see
you probably can,
or even on YouTube, maybe
the DN from Nebraska that interests me tremendously because I recruited Nebraska when I was at Holy Cross.
You did.
And there was a lot of talent there that I liked, but Nebraska had no idea what Holy Cross was. Like, they didn't care. They didn't understand it. The further west that you would go into the Midwest, the less they cared about education and the value of it. So, I had one of the top defensive ends in Nebraska. He qualified barely to come to Holy Cross. He got I remember he got a 23 on the ACT. And he just made it. And we finally offered him. And this kid I wanted so bad. He was a beast. And he ended up walking on at Nebraska instead of coming to us on a full scholarship. Because he came on a visit and
all right, let's go to your first guy, Vincent Carroll Jackson. Let's go to him. Let's see if we can. Let's get a little action here. Let's get you as the ex-college coach. There he is.
Yeah.
In high school.
Yeah, I'm the ex-college coach, so I obviously know more than you.
Ooh, that has zero to do with whether you know more than me. But you are smart. All right, this is him. Oh, plays a little high. Gigantic, obviously.
Did he make a play from the backside? Okay, I see him now. He's great
on the offensive line.
That was great. He's really good with his hands. Oh, he didn't get touched there.
No, he's a little high.
He's explosive, though.
He is explosive.
He's explosive.
Huge. This is a big size. Wow. Big size addition.
Yeah, like he
big size addition on the D line, interior wise. Especially with that 30 front. I think is he gonna go to more of like a nose? He's gonna play that nose, maybe? I think
he's a little tall for the nose.
Well, what's he gonna play?
I'd put him at end. I wouldn't play him.
That D tackle
Yeah, you're
really
a 3/5. I don't think he's a nose unless you shade him.
All right, let's take a look at our defensive end. Let's see if we can. All right, so so what do you think of him?
I like his explosiveness. I like that he moves the line of scrimmage. He looks like a high motor guy, and he can tackle. I think he would need to put on some weight, but it says he's 285 right now, so maybe he's gotten there. But
yeah, he's gotten there.
For a 5, if you play him at a 3 and a 5, I think he fits well, and he's someone who can control the line of scrimmage and do some things. I would not play him inside as a nose. I don't like tall one techniques. Yeah, I think you need. I've always believed you need like a 6'2", 6'1" to 6'3" guy inside to really hold the interior, like a big 300-pound dude inside. That's the toughest position to play, especially if you're playing a true 3-5, and if you're playing a nose and he's a 2-gap guy, you got to have a beast in there. UConn technically go to a 4 down, and I think they shade the nose. So if he shaded, it'd be different. But this kid, I think he's an end all the way. And with the loss of Jelani Stafford, he's someone who may be in the mix.
Okay, good. All right, next one I'm pulling it up. Let me get Stefan Wright. Let's see if we can find some clips on him. A little hard. Oh, here we go. Got something. Got it. All right, here we go.
You're the man.
All right, well, this is him at. Let me just. Let's see.
Chris, I agree with you. Back-to-back men's basketball champions. The women's, they always win. They have a dynasty. Football, 9 wins, plus the bowl. Men's hockey is ranked 4th, and baseball, went to the Final Four last year, and they're ranked in the preseason top 25. You're right. I agree. Oh, we get to see him in camp.
There we go. Here we go. This is him in high. All right, so he's the.
Is he a defense? Okay.
He's a defensive. Yeah, can you see it?
I got it. Yeah.
Oh, what happened there? Okay.
It was just a short clip.
Wait, hold on. All right, here we go. Oh, there is nothing.
Oh.
There's nothing. Okay.
That's all right. All right.
That's like you got Stephen Wright. That was great. Let's see if we can find the Penn State transfer.
The Penn State kid. I mean, he had the interception to. He had the interception in the Fiesta Bowl. That's interesting. Because that's the one area we need help is in the secondary. We just got beat too many times. And when you play man coverage and you blitz. Oh, I couldn't believe Locked On had Joe D on. Yeah.
They did?
Chris. Yeah, that's our fault. That's
your fault.
Yeah, okay, fine. You want to say it's my fault? It's my fucking fault. Yeah. We had Mark on because I had to I was making peace, and Mark asked for Joe D, and we gave him Joe D. Now Joe D is not going to be a regular, and Joe D knows where his bread is buttered, and it is not with Locked On. It is not with Locked On. Joe D is locked on me. Let's put it that way. Just he'll come on. He'll come on just to fact check me.
We'll find out. Yep, we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, Mark needs sponsors, so we're going to get him a lot of sponsors. Cully owns, or I own Joe D. Listen,
no one owns Joe D.
I am resurrecting Joe D's career because he is the best of the best, and that is why he comes on our show, because we only bring on the best. And Joe D, nobody's better. He is the voice of the Huskies, and he will always be the voice of the Huskies. And I am personally resurrecting him. He's going to be back everywhere because nobody gives takes like Joe D. Nobody knows every player inside and out like Joe D does.
Let me see if
Chris, if you go on, and I want you to watch, I did a Husky talk with Brian Kozlowski, and Joe D co-hosted with me. You are resurrecting Joe D. He's reduced to covering UConn volleyball now. Yes, I know. And you know how much that irritates me? That the legend, Joe D, the best of the best, the icon, we're putting him on volleyball and hockey? Screw you. Screw you, UConn. That's how you treat Joe D? Not on my
man, Tai Chan, by the way. Tai Chan's a huge dude.
Oh, the Notre Dame tackle?
Look at Tai Chan making a tackle on an interception. Tai Chan is a big,
okay. He was on offense, right?
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's a big dude.
Oh, is he Samoan?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
Oh yeah, he's Samoan. Okay.
He's a huge guy. Oh, he's Polynesian. I don't know if he's Samoan. He's Polynesian.
That's what they are.
It's fine.
The Samoans, there's nobody tougher. God, he's got 405. 405 knocked it out.
Big dude.
Yeah. I like it. Well, you know what? Maybe he's not going to be adding depth. Maybe he is going to start.
He's going to start. Yeah,
there's no way. There's no way he's going to come in and not contribute.
I like his Instagram, Chan Sanity. I have to follow him. Give him a follow. Let me give him a follow.
No, you want to get him on the show?
I'd love to get him on the show.
Maybe we'll listen to you.
Oh, he's from Lowell, Mass.
Really?
That's a good pickup. I like that.
Yeah. I tell you what, man. I don't know how. My question to you is, I don't know how they recruit in the portal. Like, I know they have a recruiting coordinator. Yeah, I know they have a recruiting coordinator. I know they have a staff.
Right.
Do they sift through the portal? Or see, I think
the portal's a database, so they just sift through it.
But I think there has to be some sort of relationship prior to the kids entering the portal. There's got to be some third party.
That's the tampering part that people have an issue with.
Yes, there's got to be a third party that coordinates.
Probably maybe reaches out and says, Coach Mora, Tyler Chan, who's from your backyard, Massachusetts, is interested in jumping in the portal. Would you be interested in him? I think that might go on. Yeah.
Thank you, Christy. He is Samoan. I know. And again, if you want to Venmo at Husky Talk, that is a donation to Mike Burton.
We were losing to the poll.
Oh, I didn't know. What do you guys think?
I know we won, but we were losing at one point to the poll. Wow.
Oh, wow. What do you guys think about the other UConn? Yes. Yeah, Christy, you just want to get me in trouble. Do you know the trouble I got into for going on my rant about Locked On? Do you know how many people yelled at me? I was yelled at by everyone. So Steven has to be tame. Dave chastised me for apologizing. Dave said I should never have apologized.
Do not apologize. No way. We were down 14 to the point.
Oh,
I only watched the highlights, so I don't know. I didn't watch all the games.
No, Joe had said that we
pulled it out though. We I know.
Yeah, Joe said that we would scroll right by DePaul. He thought that they were the worst team in the Big East.
We won by a lot though. We ended up winning by a lot, I think.
So we turned it on. So that's not the best sign.
Let me pull this up. This is an article. And thanks, by the way, Christy, for the information and for
why do you guys get in trouble? It's not you guys, Christy. It's Steve.
I know. Hey, Christy, I agree with you on it. I think speaking the truth is the most important thing.
Dave does not get in trouble because Dave is a lot smarter than me, and Dave is diplomatic.
Dave also has 1.15 million subscribers. So
yes,
if someone got on me and I went on a rant,
he's not going to risk that. Yes,
they're going to get They would be. It would be viral.
Yes. Steve Cully is toxic, so that's why. Dan Hurley revealed.
Why are you toxic? Why would you be toxic?
Why am I toxic?
Yeah.
Why am I toxic? Because I make one comment. Lock down my balls.
You know what it is? You know what it is, Steve?
A firestorm.
So let's ask this question. Let's go back in time.
Five phone calls.
Let's go into the Wayback Machine. Let's go to the Wayback Machine.
We're going to do that.
Did you have? We're going to go back to college. Okay. Did you have a reputation for being unhinged in college? I'm asking because I don't even know. I don't even know.
Yes.
You did? Okay.
100%. Yes.
Obviously, as a player, you were deemed to be incredibly reliable. As a student on campus, you were perceived to be as unhinged a little bit?
Nuts. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I on the field, I would get in fights. I would schedule road trips to visit friends in college. One of them was Providence. My best friend went to Providence. Providence didn't have a football team. So we would take trips to Providence. And one time I brought probably 6 or 7 dudes. One of them was Emeka Okafor. Emeka had never drank before. We took Emeka out. Okay. And Emeka comes to my friend's house. My friend gives him a beer. Now, Emeka is a 6'10" dude, and my friend doesn't give a shit, just gives him a beer. Emeka says, I don't drink beer. My friend throws the beer against the wall, says, Steve, what the shit? Why are you bringing this asshole who doesn't drink beer into my house? So we got Emeka some liquor. We took him out. And that's what the story I told you. We went to a bar in Providence called Primetime. Okay. 8 of us dudes roll in. And the DJ is excited. The DJ is like, oh my God, we got Emeka Okafor from UConn here.
Right.
And the place starts booing him. And that's when I bust through. I grabbed the microphone from the DJ and I said, hey, Providence, guess what? You all suck. We destroyed you in basketball. We'll always destroy you in basketball. And you see this man right here? You see Emeka Okafor? Guess what? He's going to make more money in the NBA in one day than all of you combined in your entire fucking lives. And then I dropped the mic and I left. And so a fight was going to break out. The bartenders thought it was awesome, and they let us stay until probably 3:00. They say, listen, I don't think you guys should leave because something's going to happen. Right. So why don't you stay and hang out and let things cool down? So I almost started a riot at a Providence bar. Locked On builds its brand by telling the fans what they want to hear. I think they want to appease their fan base, and that's true. I mean, you want to tell them exactly kind of you want to err on the good side, right, Dave? You want to be positive.
Well, I don't watch
accentuate the positive.
I don't watch Locked Ons. I watch a couple of their things. I would say for the most part, they
like they banned Cully from Store Central.
Yeah. I think they're probably going to be very pro UConn because they're allowed access, right? So how this all works, we will never get access because
we'll get some access. We'll find access. Kevin Freeman promised me some access.
It's like this in the White House. They let both sides in, right, politically, so they could ask questions. But we'd like to be
right.
Like we'd like to get in, so we get some couple answers here or there. But as far as so I want to get to this. So Dan,
I have to address Chris D. I have donated thousands of dollars to Store Central, not hundreds. I've donated thousands.
Really?
I
didn't know that.
Yes, I donate.
Are you still banned?
Yes, I'm banned. I can't get on the Boneyard or Store Central. It says it's when I put my login in, it says I'm rejected. And I don't know. According to Burton, he says that I'm good. He says that I am. I'm a member.
Maybe you should try setting up another account and see what happens.
And pay another $10 a month.
No, don't pay. Just have a free one.
I don't think you can have a free one.
I have a free one.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Paige Beckers shot 2 for 10 the other night. 2 for 10? Ooh. Yeah, Paige going 2 for 10. Again, that's disappointing. Especially now AZ's healthy, Sarah Strong is doing her thing. They got Jana Alfie out there and Caitlin Chen. Paige needs to really take that leadership role, which she does, but she's more of a facilitator. She's got to score. She's got to I want her to go into Diana Taurasi mode and just take over and score. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
Is McNeely ever coming back?
Yeah, McNeely is supposed to be back, I believe, for tomorrow's game.
Okay. Could be game time decision. Oh, Noel was out for the DePaul game.
They barely play in Mod Noel.
Okay.
Who do they have Saturday?
No, they have Marquette.
Saturday?
Pretty sure.
Oh, okay. She only played well this year when TikTok.
He's trying to get you. Don't fall into the trap.
I'm not falling into the trap. Listen,
so UConn basketball plays Marquette tomorrow night.
All right, that's the big game. That's the one they got to get.
And then they play the following next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday.
They got St. John's, right?
Yeah. So that's a big deal.
Yeah, and St. John's
is, I think, in first place, right?
St. John's, this will be the first time they play them.
St. John's right now is.
You're right, Christy. If McNeely, Yeah, if McNeely is not back, this season is over. I agree with that. If we don't get McNeely back soon,
we're not going. Yeah, without McNeely, we're not. I don't think
we can't continue to lose Big
we'll
East
be an
games.
NCAA team. We'd have a chance to maybe win the Big East because the Big East is okay.
Well, I
think John's is good, dude.
Of course, that Patino got a ton of money. He got NIL money. He got some transfers, and he's doing a great job in his second year.
So in the conference right now, Marquette is 9-1. St. John's is 9-1. Creighton
we have three losses, right?
What's that?
We have three losses.
We have three, yeah. and then really the rest is very weak. Then it's Villanova, Providence, Xavier, Georgetown, Butler.
Well, we lost to Xavier, which was unexpected. Yeah. So if McNeely comes back for Marquette,
we barely beat Butler, right?
Yeah, we went into overtime.
Butler's 9-12.
But I think we're going to end up being a better team that we've had to play without McNeely. So now when he comes back, Caravan goes to being the number 2 guy, which is the fit.
18-2 and 10-0 in the conference.
Yeah, the
ACC. Houston is 17-3, 9-0 in their conference.
Houston's always good.
Yeah. Let's see who else. Michigan State is 18-2, 9-0 in the conference.
They're always a perennial power.
Yep.
So we really have to go on a run to get back. Can you stop yawning?
Oh man!
Do I bore you that much?
No.
Every time I'm on with you, you got to yawn.
2 back-to-back shows. It's too hard for me.
I just did back-to-back shows.
I can't do it.
I had to get up and do Bethany Hart at 9:30 in the morning.
No comment.
Okay, I didn't say do. I did a show with Bethany Hart.
Bethany Hart? Wow!
I did a show with Bethany Hart.
Might be offended by that.
No, I did a show with Bethany Hart before I came on with you. But if McNeely comes back, they will go on a run, and I think they will dominate the Big East. And I think playing without him has helped it's going to help the team overall. Because, Diarra, solo ball, I mean, they've stepped up. It's Caravan who is the one that is kind of faltered and been inconsistent. And then Samson Johnson and Reed are good inside.
Right.
But I'm sorry, for football, who else do you have for film?
You want me to put some more guys up?
Because anyone. I saw the Georgetown kid in person when I was with Mike at the Colgate game, and he was excellent. He was a boundary corner, and he was just a shutdown guy. And I know he didn't have great numbers. It's because nobody threw his way. I think he had 14 tackles, 1 interception. He's not going to step up and play the run. He's very good in pass coverage. He'll add depth as maybe a nickel. He's not going to be a starter or anything, but I think he'll add depth. But the running back, I think, is key. The Eastern Illinois running back is key because our running game is so important, and it's good having 3 guys. And right. I still, Joe Figiano apparently has another year of eligibility. I believe he's still on the roster. So if you're developing your offense around Joe, then the running backs and the play action game is key. Wouldn't you say? After that big yawn.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously the run game is a key thing for them. I mean, they're gonna have
the 3. They need the 3
running game, and the more bigger the big linemen they have, that's what they're gonna be well suited for. And play action passing game, and Joe Figano's throwing the ball for touchdowns down the field. I think they'll be suited for that. the Penn State transfer and the Notre Dame transfer signal. Now, obviously, they're not starters from those schools, but signals that we could, from a transfer standpoint,
that's huge for us. Yeah,
dive into the bigger levels of ball.
that is huge for us. I agree. The Penn State kid looks like a definite contributor, a definite guy.
He probably is going to start right away. So,
our secondary. We lost Malik Dixon, Williams Dixon, whatever his name is. He was awesome. So there are definitely holes there, and this kid will plug one of them. I like the D line because we need someone for Jelani Stafford. We need a linebacker to replace Jaden McDonald. Those are key. Cully and Burton going to Georgetown football game and being no, Chris D. I went with my father, with Mike Burton and his family. So there wasn't any tailgating. We just went to the game, and because Mike's son plays there and he's outstanding. And the corner from Georgetown did an outstanding job. He was a boundary corner, and he played man coverage, and he really locked down the Colgate receivers. Now, Colgate wasn't great, but this is a kid who can definitely add depth to the secondary, especially when you're playing a 3-3-5. You need those athletes in there. And with the way we blitz, we play man coverage. So that's challenging when you're bringing 5 or bringing 6, playing cover 0 or playing cover 1, playing man behind it. That is tough because you have to jam, you have to disrupt the timing of the receivers so your blitz can get home. A lot of teams, when they blitz, play a zone behind it because they're afraid of playing man and getting burned. Tell Mike Burton he is my hero. He's my hero too, Chris. He's my hero too. Have you found any other film on guys?
Oh yeah, I could go find it. I'm
just curious.
Who do you want to see?
I want to see anyone. I'd love to see the running back if you could find anything on the running back, because I believe he's a bigger body. Okay. I thought he was like 6 feet 220, which is
what's the running back's name that they got?
I don't know. He's from the kid from Eastern Illinois, but because Cam and Mel are smaller, but they run hard. They run hard.
Flowers, right?
Yes, that's it.
All right.
They run hard. They have speed, and we had over 2,000 yards rushing. Victor Rosa could be back in the mix, which I think is huge. But we're definitely a running back by committee. And then coach tends to go with whatever back has the hot hand. But the problem was at the end of the year, you didn't see much of Darrell Robinson, which that kind of indicates to me he let them know that, he was probably going to transfer.
Yeah, let's.
And he didn't play in the Fiesta Bowl, or not the Fiesta Bowl, the Wasabi Bowl.
The Wasabi. All right, here we go. A little MJ Flowers action.
Oh, good. Okay.
49. It's a handoff up the middle to Flowers, and a second effort. He's got the first down. Jonathan Williams grabbed him, and they kind of had a personal
didn't like that.
2 running backs in the game. Flowers and Jay Pearson both in there at the same time on 3rd and 1. It's a handoff to Flowers. A cut
counter. Good.
Got the first down and fights to the 37. They had Flowers. They need some offense here. 3rd and 17. They're going to hand it off. Flowers into the middle.
Power.
Nope, broke the tackle. You only got a couple.
Doesn't seem super fast.
No, he's a physical guy. He gets yards after contact, but it doesn't appear he has breakaway speed.
Motion Smith
Let's
out
go.
empty.
This is down versus
One to the
Eastern
defensive end,
Illinois.
bring out the punt team.
So let's go.
38. Alex, we've got 4.
Oh, this is a game. Oh, you found a game. Okay.
Yeah, what's better than the game? Nothing.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that.
Back on the left side of Holly on 3rd and 3.
Let's watch I'm watching them. I'm just watching everyday Flowers.
4-man rush.
Into a route.
Caught first down and more across the 50. Alex
Is
Herrera,
that him?
45 to the 40,
No, that's
to the 38.
Oh.
it's
Alex
a highlight
Herrera,
from the game.
junior from Linden,
Yep,
California.
I'm watching.
In a hurry, high
There's
snap,
Flowers.
and to Pearson up the middle.
Pearson,
Left,
it's
first
the
down
other
and more.
back.
25, 20, 15.
The other back's
down
pretty
there.
fast.
Well, they split time too.
Through a big hole on the left side, and the sophomore from the yard line. Willman runs
Here we go.
behind the quarterback.
Flowers.
They're going to hand it to Flowers, heading left, cuts back 10,
Good cut.
5, touchdown,
Good run.
Eastern Illinois.
Yeah, he's got good vision, very good vision on that.
He seems big.
Run for Flowers.
He is. That's what they need. I like the size because you don't see a lot of big backs these days.
And Aragon.
You see a lot of these scat backs.
4th and 2. They're going to give it to Flowers up the middle, trying to pick his way forward, and we'll see the spot.
Yeah, so that's he's a powerful inside runner. Yeah, which I like because they rely so much on the outside. Oh, that's good right there. Look at this guy. I mean,
Drew Wilder's snap.
The biggest stat that people you can stop it. The biggest stat that people look at are yards after contact. Yeah, I mean you go a little more. I mean, people look at the yards after contact. That's one of the biggest stats in the NFL. And Flowers definitely looks like a guy who gets those yards after contact. He doesn't get brought down right away. And the combination he said tell Mike Burton he's my hero. He is. He's my hero too.
No,
he's the only
fascinating. He's hilarious.
He's the only one who Chris D I think kind of likes me. But yeah, he definitely wants to get me unhinged. That's what he's looking for rants. I know that. He wants me to go off on Paige Beckers again. He wants me to go off on Locked On again, and they had Joe D on. He's trying. He's pushing my buttons.
He's working.
But I think when you have him, Edwards, and Brown, that is a solid backfield because you have the two guys. UConn relies on that outside zone. They're an outside. They stretch. They push the perimeter. Now they have a guy who is a true inside power back who can be used in short yardage situations, who can be physical, run off tackle, inside. That's what they need. That's what I would like to see more of in the running game. You saw when they would get into the pistol, right? And they would run that really, really tight inside zone where the aiming point was like the B gap, almost to the A gap. It was right downhill, and that's what I like. That's what I like because I was always taught as a coach, as a line coach, with your zone, if you run the midline, you can bang, bend, or bounce it. Bang, right up the middle. Bend is cutting it slightly backside. Bounce, you can bounce it way outside if it's tight. So that's why the mid zone gives you a lot of options as opposed to the outside zone where it's either you got to get the perimeter or you got to stick a foot and cut it.
Yeah.
You disagree with everything I say.
No, I actually agree with what you're saying. I think that this guy is going to have to be an inside guy. He's a power back.
That's what they need.
Yeah, they need that.
They don't have it, and the lineman. That's a huge pickup. because, we were in the top 10 for sacks given up. We only gave up, we gave up under 8 sacks all year, which is incredible. So our offensive line is fierce. They're dominant in the run game. They can pass block. They gave Joe time, and the whole question, Dave, is going to come down to Nick Evers or Joe Figiano. If Figiano is in fact back for another year, and Evers is under contract, what are they going to push Evers in spring ball to try to make him the starter, or are they going to build their offense around Figiano? Because it's completely separate, as you saw when Figiano was in and UConn ran the outside stuff. They got so much backside pursuit because Figiano was not a threat to pull the ball and run. So you have to account for blocking the backside. Right. And that means putting your tight end backside. That means running. You really got to run nakeds, nakeds and boots to control the backside end, to control that backside pursuit. I mean, that's what I was always taught. Or I was taught as a backside tackle, you got to try to take 2, which is, we would call it cut off and climb. You cut off the backside end, you chip them for a second, and then you climb to the linebacker.
Well, especially since you can read that backside guy.
Well, that's the thing. They can't really read him because Joe doesn't run. He's not
RPO him.
Yeah, you could, but we don't. We're not really big on RPOs. We run RPOs off of the nakeds, which is really interesting.
Right.
We RPO the nakeds, which we had tried to do at Holy Cross. It just failed miserably. But UConn did a good job. They scored several times on it. And I take full credit because I suggested, can we please run a naked? Please run a naked. Right. But they still, here's another yawn. They never ran a naked off of the outside zone action. That is what I think would really help them, because there's so much pursuit on their outside zone. If they run naked off of it, I mean, it's going to be a touchdown.
Yeah, I think listen, Figiano gives them a lot of options as far as in the passing game go. Now in the run game,
they have to change the run game around with him because he's not a threat. So that's why so many teams like the dual threat quarterbacks, because when you have the ability to read a defensive end or a linebacker, now your quarterback's a threat to run. It holds the backside pursuit, so your running back has a chance. Right. When you have a true drop back quarterback, not a threat to run, everyone flies to the ball.
Right.
I've never seen you agree with me this much.
Oh, because I'm bored. So.
Oh, you're bored? I'm sorry. I'm boring you. Oh, Dave, I'm sorry for boring you. I'm sorry for boring you.
I'll bust your chops.
You want me to say locked on my balls again? I mean, what do I have to say?
Baby.
Locked on my balls? Locked on my balls? Yeah. Locked on my balls. Paige Beckers and her TikToks. Is that what you want to hear? Paige Beckers had a meltdown because TikTok was being shut down?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm curious to see is spring ball and how all this gels together. Because
that's the other thing. I mean, how did they get how do they get these kids enrolled? Because class already started,
They just enroll them. I just think.
Class just started, so maybe they just did get them in and can get them in some classes. Yeah. But each kid has, I don't know how many credits.
Right.
And you never know how many credits will transfer, but I'm sure they don't. It doesn't matter to them as long as they got them in, and they're going to take summer class anyway to catch up. Right. I'm sorry I'm boring you.
No, you're not boring.
I mean,
I think we covered it all for this week.
I can start screaming if you want.
Unfortunately, there's only so much UConn news out there. I mean,
no, I think we did a good job. We covered all the news. Chris D is the man. I'm so happy he participates, and he gives us a lot to talk about. And Chris D sticks up for me. He says Cully's a whipping boy. Cully's banned from Store Central.
I can't believe you're banned. I can't be true.
It's okay, Dave. It's okay. I deserve it. Dave. I am a bad person. I'm a bad person, and I deserve to be banned for my comments about Jared and Mark. And I upset the apple cart, and I'm not doing that anymore. I'm being good. I'm behaving, and I'm boring you.
You're not boring me.
Would you? Do you have time tomorrow if we did a watch along for the Marquette game?
Is that it's at night?
I think so. Yeah.
8 o'clock. I could.
Our watch-alongs are popular.
You might have to get started while I get my son to bed and stuff, but then I can jump.
We got to do that again, where you got to get in bed with them and.
No. I put him to bed, but I just I like to say my good nights, man. I'm a good dad. You
are a good dad. Great. You are a good dad. You are a good dad. You know what I tell people now? What? I tell people you're my mentor.
Why is that?
Because you are. I said, Coach Schuh. I said, Dave Schuman's my mentor. I said, I got lucky enough to start working with him and doing shows with him, and he's taught me so much. He's my mentor.
Well, that actually makes me feel great, Steve. That makes me feel great.
I swear to God, I do. I say Dave Schuman's my mentor. He's trying to bring me along and show me the way. He built such a following. He built a platform on his own, and he's teaching me the way to do so. So maybe one day I'll be able to do that.
You will. One of the things I'm learning too is these algorithms are fickle.
No, I agree with you. But what we're doing is working because we come up quite a bit.
Yeah.
And we do tell the truth. We do tell it like it is. And it's not all it's not all sunshine and rainbows. We have to be honest about where we are, where we're at, where we're going. And I think it's great that we picked up BC as our 12th opponent. I think that having an opportunity, if we can go out, BC, Duke, and Syracuse, if we can get wins over one of them or two of them, that shows that we can compete. We belong with the best.
I think we might be able to do it. I mean,
I know we can. I know we can. With Skylar Bell coming back, if Joe comes back, the additions that they have, our running game, if the holes are filled on defense, we have an incredible coaching staff. The NIL collective is definitely working. They're raising money. They're doing their job. And I think that we've contributed. I've tried to contribute as much as possible. And I think it's making a difference. Like we said with Mark, the more content out there for UConn, the better, because they don't have much. So I think we're an intricate part, doing Husky huddle, doing Husky hoops, working with Joe D, working with Maria Conlon, covering those sports. I think it's important overall for UConn because we're spreading the word. There's not good content covering UConn. We're good content. I am good content.
You are good content.
I am a character. I am a character, and I entertain. I have high entertainment value, and that's all that matters.
There's no doubt about it. I think you're very entertaining.
All right. So I have a call with Mr. Belcour at 4:00. We're going to talk about everything, and then next week we'll get him scheduled for the show, and then Mr. Bannister as well. I have a call with. So
very cool.
They wanted to talk, so I'll try to get them scheduled for next week. It was nice for Razul to jump on. Burton still wants to come on, so we'll try to get all that done.
All right, that's great, man.
All right. Well, for the coach, David Schumann, who I put to sleep and bored for an hour.
No,
I am Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe. And Chris D, you are the best contributor and commenter in the universe.
That's
and
true.
We appreciate greatly that you join our show and give us things to talk about and let me rant. I love it. And I appreciate you sticking up for me. Thank you. Because nobody else does. I just get screamed at. Remember that.
No,
so this has been Husky Huddle. So Husky Huddle, I'm Steve Cully, best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges and throw them back at life.